Alright guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another one of these types of videos. If you don't know what these are essentially stream highlights. These are my SBR and ESBR runs that I did on stream a few days ago. If you do want to follow me on Twitch, link in the description down below. Hopefully you guys are not missing my voice a little bit too much. Once again, as I said, the way these are going to be done is we're going to do an intro, going to show you the team I used, alternatives you can use, alternatives, potential categories, if you're missing some units. Then I'm going to disappear, and then the remainder of the video is essentially just going to be my run with some OST music in the back, and the video or the gameplay is going to be a little bit sped up. So if you do me a huge favor, drop a like on the video, subscribe if you're new, that would be very much appreciated, especially if these videos are helping you. This is another reason why I wanted to record these as well, just in case, there's some of you who hadn't completed some of these stages yet, and these videos could potentially help. So, this is the team I used. We have the EZA Future Gohan as a leader. Of course, he is a 170 lead, one of the best leads that you can use right now. Also, if you do have him, make sure you bring him because he's a very good unit. Not only does he have damage reduction, but if you are in there from turn 4 onwards, things are taking, a little bit longer to complete. He will have his full 58% damage reduction. And the less HP remaining, you do have more defense. That's not really needed for him, especially because on super attack, he does greatly raise attack and defense for a turn. And you're bound to have a Trunks unit on the team. So he will get the additional attack and defense plus 120 on top of that as well, doing even more damage. And who will actually have some defense if you do have more HP remaining as well. Not to mention, bring this guy as well. I have sung his praise so much. Raising his attack and defense for 6 turns is great. It's almost like he mini stacks. Once he super attacks like twice, he has like 300k defense, like roundabouts. So definitely bring him, especially because in SBR and ESBR, when he faces 2 or more enemies, he does get defense plus 160 at the start of turn as well. Not only that, even though I'm not a huge fan of it, he does have a medium chance of guarding all attacks when facing 2 or more enemies on top of that. So defensively, even without the guard, he's very good here. Not to mention, as I said, if you run him on rotation with EZA Future Gohan, he can give him that attack and defense plus 120. I use VB purely for the counters, especially when you get all the additional super attacks off, then counter. He's very, very good. Of course, just in case he does get super attacked, maybe here and there, depending on how many attacks there are, you do pop a Whis or just an item in general. There is the LR Trunks. He's purely here because I think all the enemies are extreme class enemies, which means he's doing a little bit of extra damage. The EZA Super Saiyan Blues here as well. He was quite good. High chance of stunning on the passive as well. Attacking extreme class enemies does get attack plus 120. Also, extreme class enemies, while it's not a lot, doesn't really do much. They do get attack and defense minus 20%. And then on Super, does get attack and defense by 50% for 3 turns, so there is that. Not to mention, it kind of helps when you run these two as well, who are pretty good. They greatly raise attack and defense on Super. They get attack and defense plus 100%. They get an additional key plus 3 and attack and defense plus 100% when there's an ally whose name includes Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan on the team, which of course Vegeta is. Not to mention as well, get an additional attack plus 100% as a Future Saga category enemy, which I also think a few of these are as well. And then when you're facing Goku, Black, or Zamasu enemies, which I know for a full fact there are on this run, I'm pretty sure, they get a key plus 3 and attack plus 100% on top of that, and performs a critical hit. So these can be very, very useful, especially when you use their active as well, raising their attack by 628%. And also, they get all attacks become a crit and stuns, which is very handy here. You do reduce your own defense, so if the enemy isn't going to die, maybe you do want to use an item when you do pop that as well. So other units you could possibly use can be, I'll be honest, there's not that many options. There's a few. Of course, use this guy if you have him easy aid. I didn't or don't because I didn't have enough strength orbs to rainbow out the 13 to actually do the run. Now I do, but definitely take him. He's pretty good defensively. You could also bring... If you are lacking a Future Saga lead and you have this guy, you can bring him after like a few super attacks. He should be good, but you can just float him anyway. Try to basically keep him out of harm's way. Other than that, there's not many options. You could take this guy who attack and defense plus 200% is not too bad. Again, maybe here and there, depending on how many attacks there are, or maybe you're worried about a super, use an item with them. You could use this guy as well, but don't forget, you don't have too many like Super Saiyan Trunkses because they do share the same name. As long as you're kind of splitting up your rotations and not too many of the same name units on the team, you could definitely take him. Yeah, other than that, there's not many options. I'll be honest, you're kind of very limited. If you really are limited, you can take him. does raise attack and defense on super, attack and defense plus 8% on passive. I know it's not the best, but again, if you do use like a Whis or Icarus or any type of item around him, Snake, he should be able to handle his own. He should be able to handle his own. I mean, again, if you are lacking, you know, in terms of Goku, Black, and Zamasu units, there are not many good ones that are great defensively apart from him. So, I mean, you could run him, especially because he does greatly raise defense on super. He does need to receive attacks to build up his defense. So, you could take him, but do be careful when trying to build him up. And then you can run him on rotation with this guy who, while having no defense, even when he transforms, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he does have 40% damage reduction, which is okay, but he doesn't have any defense. But at least if you run him on rotation with this Rose, he will be supporting him at all times and actually giving him only a little bit, but some defense. So if you are really lacking, then take them two. Or you could take the Rose, but again, doesn't have the best defense. He does greatly raise defense on super attack though, but only gets attack and defense plus 66% at the start of turn. So I mean, kind of like a margin Vegeta trade-off for worthy rivals. You can take him for very good damage output, but do be very careful with him, especially on main rotation, especially in ESBR as well, because how much damage ESBR can do. So you definitely want to be careful of how many attacks he's taking, you know, wary of supers, and you definitely want to be using items when he is on rotation. Other than that, there's not really that many good choices. I mean, if you're really struggling, maybe you could use this guy, but probably not the best. And you could use this Zamasu, but you do want to make sure he's super attacking before he gets hit, but even then he's not that great. So yeah, you're very limited on options. But as like a must, definitely take this guy. You have a Mizier, definitely take this guy, and then also this LR Trunks. And then I would say also definitely take this Trunks as well, because in ESBR and Super Battle Road, defensively, not only is he amazing, but he also has a medium chance to guard, which on top of the amount of defense he has, especially after he super attacks, makes him untouchable. And he also helps out the Easy Future Gohan, giving him an additional attack defense plus 120. So yeah, as I said, there's not really many options. In terms of ultimate alternative categories, again, there really isn't any. You're very limited on your options. So I'd kind of avoid all the extreme class units, especially if you have a bunch of these super ones that I've pointed out that you can use, then you should be good. As long as you're being sensible with your items, you should be more than capable. Again, especially with him and him on the team as well. So yeah. Hopefully this is useful to you. As I said before, don't forget to drop a like on the video, subscribe if you're new, and then yeah, I'll see you next video, guys, and push.